Okay. Let's start off with a standard question then.
Okay, why not?
This has to be serious because this is gonna be an axe for rock and roll.
My palms are already sweating.
Don't fuck up on this one.
Alright. Well, when we transcribe it, we can change some and make it more serious.
Basic question. Why are you guys a neo-fascist skin band?
Isn't it obvious?
We like killing people.
What we thought about it, mainly for our own protection. So we wouldn't get beat up, we had to join the ranks.
Picks everything up.
And everything. You might have heard me fart and everything. Did you guys notice that as I was giving my
I didn't even hear it.
Yeah, we did just
Strap
know
and
it.
get out of
That's
here.
important.
You might throw in a bad comment.
I'm not gonna say.
Leave. Okay, but if you do,
First person that
just
says
have the
something
whole hand
wrong
letters down your
gets it
throat.
right in the face.
With the tin foil.
Tinfoil.
Hit the road.
Karen equipment.
Leave your card here.
I had to snort this whole pint of glue. They are depressed.
That can be fun anyway.
Okay, for the purpose of the people who don't know who you are, all 34 million of them.
Well, we've been making phone calls, they'll find out.
It's at least 25.
Just give a basic background of the band. Basic question, basic background.
The band itself.
No, not the band. It's not the band. Let's talk about Ministry of Truth.
We want Waddy's background. Todd, give us an insight.
How did you meet Waddy?
What was your first experience like?
When you were grabbing your ankle.
Okay, stop. Okay.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Seriously.
You know, members of the band and that the lights.
No, just the band.
band.
God, I don't want
Fucking band. I met Kevin
First time
at
you-
school about 2.5 years ago.
We lived in the same dorm.
We lived in the same dorm at college.
Like the same
And
girls.
I heard him playing TSOL, and so I went downstairs and said, "Hey dude, let's get something started."
Hey, dude. No, was that really hey, dude?
I know.
Well, it wasn't
was more of a
exactly,
bud?
"Hey, dude."
bud?
It's like Todd walks in and goes, "Hey, who plays bass down here?"
and you immediately
go-
broke into laughter.
I go, yeah.
But anyway, so I got a hold of him, and he said he'd be willing to try something.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got a hold of my brother, who played guitar. My brother and I were in a band called Fatal Grass.
So at that point, it was
in
like
Orange
three of
County.
you.
So the
And
three
who
of
was
us.
Lucky Pierre at the time?
The three of us, and we had to find a drummer, and we just luckily got a hold of Dave, who was playing just around, doing different things, not really any serious bands or anything.
Yeah, it's like school band, school jam.
And so we
jams.
started just as a four-piece, and about a year later, we were trying to get a heavier sound, more guitar-oriented, and we stole Captain Fearless.
No
from
discipline.
No Discipline.
Rest in peace.
May they rest.
Do you remember that, Martin?
Yeah, that first
That
first show.
hokey first band?
Yeah. Did all the covers.
Yeah.
One original.
Yeah, was it about moped
I
seats or
sniffed
something?
Vespa seats.
Yeah.
God, you remember that?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's funny.
Lloyd liked this.
You must not do drugs.
So how long have you guys been together then? What is it now?
About 2.5 years.
2.5 years.
About 2 years.
2.5 years. School years.
Yeah, 2 years, but being in school and apart and stuff, it cuts down actual practice time about 4 months.
2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Sounds
of course.
good, man.
Okay.
Okay.
What the hell?
Yeah, we've been playing for quite a long time. Up to that time when we got that show with Personal Conflict, we had already been playing for quite a while.
I didn't even know you guys existed then.
Yeah.
Nobody knew we existed.
Nobody
That was the
knew.
problem.
That was your first show, huh?
It's
Taking
our
the
first,
scene by
it's our
storm.
first show in front of people other than our friends that have
Yeah.
seen us play.
Yeah, we played.
Except Vita. Vita told me because she went to high school. I went to high school with her. And
Yeah,
she told me
that's
about you guys, and I was going.
Yeah.
Cause she had Insolents written with a swastika by it. She goes, yeah, this great new band from UCSD. I go, swastika.
swastikas, yeah.
And I go, right, I won't see him.
They're skinheads.
I said, right, I won't deal with them right now.
Swastika's punk rock.
Yeah. So then, la. Okay.
I was gonna say something, but I forgot.
But then it doesn't matter.
Stoner. Kevin's a stoner. That's
Yeah.
why.
I'm not stoner. You get stoned all today.
Something to be proud of.
Damn it,
Something to be proud of.
that'll
Kevin.
show you.
Okay, how would you guys describe your music?
Fun.
Fun.
Energetic,
Loud.
powerful,
How many more
intensity.
one words? Just
We're
one
trying to
word.
be like Pusshead, throw as many
Adjectives.
adjectives in there as we
Virtually
can.
testicle twanging.
Reaching.
Metal taken to the extreme.
It's just fun, intense, powerful.
With some metal licks in
Hardcore.
it. You guys are going for a little bit more.
Yeah,
We're not going for a metal sound. We just
Sometimes by accident.
Metallic, maybe like you could say probably like metallic hooks, maybe, but
Hooks?
hooks.
You know.
Yeah. It's not a metal sound by any means. It's
yeah,
hardcore
it's not like Motley
sound.
Crue, you know. But
It's still
Yeah.
hardcore, but it's just.
We're not rap.
It's just hard.
It's
But
like
we're our best.
It's like hard when you learn to play your instruments better. You throw a couple things in that you wouldn't ordinarily do. It's not a straightforward thrash. It's a lot of off speed and speed
Yeah.
changes and
tempo changes.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Do you
What's
think
the
so?
hat?
I did just read.
But you know that I mean, we all probably previously everybody in our band. So I don't know about Dave, but like a lot of us listen to hard rock. You know, when we're growing
Aerosmith.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aerosmith is a
Rat.
heavy influence.
Rat.
Rat just really
Rat.
funny
Fuck,
posts.
man.
No, we were trying to open.
They aren't an
rap.
influence,
That's what we're shooting for.
our long-term goal.
Okay, what about the lyrics? Who writes most of the lyrics?
All right, all the lyrics.
Todd writes everything.
That explains everything.
Todd
Enough of
writes
that
all the
question. what are your influences for such serious political messages?
People think that our lyrics are really straightforward and basic, but
But
if
there's
you,
depth behind those.
well, if
I
you
mean,
listen
when
to
you-
them
if
and
you listen to
consider
lyrics-
them, if you read them and consider them, a lot of them have.
They come off as being just jokes.
They come
songs.
off as jokes, but if you really consider them and think about them, there's a lot of ambiguous connotations that you can perceive them.
Spell that out.
You can perceive them as where your references are from. I mean, if you're from a different background, you'll think of the song differently.
Yeah,
and
like
such.
take Phone Call Love, for instance.
Well, not
give us a
phone-
brief.
like,
on
Shut
that.
up.
Let's take school days and stuff. You think it's just about some kid who hates school, which is cool to hate school and everything. But it's about a kid that he thinks he hates school and he's alienating himself instead of like trying to fit in, or not even trying to fit in, because we don't preach that, but just trying to be himself. He's thinking it's cool to hate school and he's alienating everybody else from himself.
Yeah,
not really.
it's like, well, he like.
I mean, you can take the lyrics for just straightforward.
So they do
like,
have
hate
somewhat
school and
serious
stuff.
meaning in.
They have a
in
lot
the
of
depths
serious
of them.
meaning to me. Everything in there has happened to me at one
So if you
time.
just read the titles,
If you read the titles and you
listen to the song
listen to it once,
without lyrics in front of you.
yeah, you'll think
like
that they're
every
funny,
Mystic
they're fun
release.
to listen to and such.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you really think about them and stuff, to me they mean a lot more than what they actually come across.
Yeah, I mean they're funny and shit, but I mean they originally
A lot
stemmed
of them
from
are
something
funny
that
because
happened.
you don't want to listen to all these bands preaching about things, and if you throw a little humor into them, it's a lot easier to take and listen to a little.
Yeah. The band, you guys have changed a lot, like from the early days at the cafe there to right now. I mean, the band's gotten a little more serious, not just towards putting records out, towards its ideas and stuff.
We were just a
Because-
thrash band out to have fun.
Yeah. And how
that's
how'd
how
this
it
change
started.
come about?
We matured.
Yeah,
That's
it wasn't
basically
anything conscious. I think it just happened.
Yeah.
We just started seriously considering things. When you're on stage and playing in front of people start to pick up on your ideas, so you sense more of a responsibility towards the
Mhm.
audience. And so you have to mature to get different ideas across to them.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the San Diego scene as it stands right now?
We like, there's certain aspects we like and certain aspects we don't like. There's a lot of new bands coming out that are trying to do things, trying to get, for a while there wasn't any new bands in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
But now there's a lot of new bands popping up everywhere and people trying to do things on their own. They're not trying to I mean, Tim Mays puts on a lot of good shows, but people are trying to put on their own shows here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people trying to start up fanzines and stuff.
That's
Then you
a
also
good thing.
have your
The same.
you have your jerks in every crowd that are trying to destroy things, put people down, try to control things. But I don't know, a lot of new people into the scene are like counterbalancing that.
Mm-hmm.
It's on an upswing.
I wish we had something more aligned to like a Cafe de Grand type.
Yeah,
you
some
know,
places
A
to play
club
on a regular
to hang
basis.
out at and stuff, huh?
Yeah, it's
That'd
I
help
mean,
a lot.
we could do, you know, there'd be so many more shows, and you know, when you have shows like that, it's when you don't need to have like GBH come in and, you know, have 2,000 people there. You just have, you know, you have
50 and it can be
yeah,
successful.
and you can, you know, fucking $4, you know, to get in.
Not $9.50.
Yeah.
13.
But I mean, like clubs like that are hard to find. I mean, even LA really doesn't have a steady punk club anymore either, you know. So.
Yeah.
The biggest thing.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, San Diego's pretty cool.
We like it.
Yeah.
Are you from San Diego and proud?
I'm from Orange County. Kevin's from
Temporarily
LA
from San
County.
Diego and proud.
PJ's We're all
Carmel.
from different areas. PJ's from the
Carmel.
Bay Area, we'll say.
Hey, Carmel.
And
Dave's from,
Dave's from Ventura County.
Carmel.
We represent 4 different counties, so we've got 4 different.
We're a California band.
We don't preach
All
national.
walks of California.
Territoriality sucks.
Yeah, just it's really weird because, I mean, if we all didn't come to the school by choice, and we all would have never met in this band, never would have been.
Yeah.
It's just like a really stroke of luck.
Or fate, as I prefer to
Fate.
think of it.
Exactly.
Okay, you guys just got a 7-inch out on Mystic.
Right.
Really?
Right.
Oh.
Correct.
And Doug
I-
Moody is cool.
here's a question. There's so much weird feelings towards Mystic Records right now. What are your feelings about it?
Doug.
Not Doug personally.
Well,
more
Doug
Mystic.
is in charge of Mystic, and
Yeah.
he's got a lot of bands that he signs and puts a record out, and then they don't do anything for it. They expect him to do all the work and everything. And if you go in there with a positive attitude where you're going to share the work, you're going to do certain things with them, and you're going to work together with them, then he'll be really cool and cooperative. He's been really good to us so far because he sees that we're going out on the weekends and playing shows and writing to people, talking to people, and trying to get the name out. So he's helping us out a lot.
Yeah.
But to bands that just sit around, he doesn't want those sort of people.
What about all the people who rag Mystic? Not in the band, but just outside.
Most of the guys that are ragging on Doug are like, I mean, the guy signed so many bands, and I mean,
You can't
he-
put all
yeah.
his attention in every band.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bands that are on Mystic that are doing good things now. I mean,
Go repeat.
or Repeat, Doggy
Talking
Styles,
about-
just all those bands are getting new EPs out. Otherwise, they wouldn't have had any vinyl out. So he's doing a good thing.
You think he is? You think he is supporting the bands?
He's supporting them to an extent. I won't say he's. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything bad about him. I think he could put more attention into it, but I think he's doing great launching bands and just giving them a start. Whereas otherwise, it'd be a lot harder to get vinyl out in this town.
He can't possibly pay attention to every band that he signs. He's just got way too many. I mean, every time I've been there, he's been really busy. He's just always on the go. Like every once in a
He's
while.
doing
he
his
gets
best.
Basically, it gives the bands a chance.
Yeah.
Would you recommend younger bands to go to Mystic?
I would, because he gets your vinyl out and does a good job, and they package it and get it out to the stores and stuff. And it's all up to you whether you're going to sell it, whether you're going to go out and play areas, if you're going to get on the phone, talk to people, write letters to people, and just get the correspondence out. He'll put it out, but it's up to you to get it sold.
How come you guys didn't form your own label?
We don't have
We don't
enough
mind.
money to form our own label.
money. We
We
don't mind
wanted to put out
to buy.
our own 12-inch
Yeah.
originally, but financially speaking, it was impossible at this time.
Yeah.
Because you spent all the money on the recording.
Yeah.
We tried to
Spent
spend
on
some
Milo's
on
money on
recording.
recording.
Yeah, Milo gave us some money for recording, so we'd like to thank him at this time.
Thank you, Milo.
Thanks. Yeah, he loaned us some money,
Yeah.
and we have me and Todd have a little button making business.
Yeah.
And
Until
we,
it got stolen from your car.
No, we still have.
we still got
just
business.
lost some.
But
So-
that's how we paid. Paid for
Paid for the
recording.
Yeah.
There are a lot of poor bands, if they go into Mystic, they can record there and it won't cost them anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they get someone in.
The band has been playing out a lot, out of town shows. So
Trying.
Are you really trying to, sort of what's the band's future plans right now?
We want to get out to as many people as we can live. I mean, it's okay to write to people and call people and just get the name out and through ads and such, but if you go out and people see you live, they can understand what you're all about. We want as many people to see us as possible.
What message are you trying to communicate when you're playing live?
I think fun. We have such a good time.
Yeah, we
I
don't-
notice a lot of bands playing and think, okay, we're punk. You can't smile. You have to be up there and look tough. We're smiling and laughing all the time, and I think
Yeah.
it's important.
When we go play, we just go out and get crazy and have fun.
Yeah, when I go to shows, I want to have a good time. I don't want to be scared I'm going to get beat up or
Yeah.
scared that somebody's going to kill me. I mean,
Yeah.
you go out there, you have a good time, you play some hard, fast punk rock.
And it is okay to laugh. That doesn't mean you're a dick or you're a wimp.
Or a
Oh,
fag.
you're punk. You can't laugh.
Yeah.
Can't smile.
There's
Yeah.
too many limitations set on being punk.
Quote unquote.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks for your 2 cents, Matt.
That has
Quote,
to
unquote.
get in there somewhere. So, that's another good question, actually.
How big are our cocks?
That's a good maximum rock and roll question.
14-inch semi-erect penis. It's good that we get that out.
Or semi-flaccid.
Whichever. It can be an optimist or pessimist. It can be semi-erect or it can be semi-flaccid. Either way, it's hanging there.
Either way, the 14-inch is the crucial point.
Notice how singers are a lot more verbose during interviews than
Verbose.
everybody
What does that mean?
They just try to take over.
fucking talk a lot.
His teeth with milk.
Why do you guys avoid politics in your songs?
We have a lot of politics in our songs.
Blatant politics.
Personal politics. They're things that happen to us, things we see.
Politics
we're not trying
we're
to
talking
preach
about.
politics. We're not trying to destroy any sort of
No,
governmental.
back to the question. The politics I was talking about, or the politics everyone.
Regular politics.
Yeah,
regular politics.
You know.
Ourselves as a small minor band at this point, I mean, we can preach certain ideals to people. Not preach, but give out certain
Express our
ideas,
ideas.
express ideas towards people. But we're not going to change the elections in '88. If enough people were to band together and do that, but I don't think that's going to happen. They could do it. But right now, just what we're more concerned about is what's happening to us personally and people we know, people in the scene, things like that. I mean, we're more concerned about police harassment, things like that.
Yeah, the most
rather
important
than
thing is to be able to
if you're obviously
reach
involved
your
in
crowd.
Washington, D.C.
and- Yeah, they got to be able to empathize with what you're saying when you talk about personal stuff that, you know, not we as a band, but we as individuals go through.
As Todd gets up for another beer.
Plus,
Yes, we are not a straight edge band.
Let
Plus,
that be
there's so
known.
many bands already, like, you know, MGC, who already have covered that area of, you know.
Yeah, we'd like to leave it to bands that know what they're talking.
Yeah.
We're not as well informed on politics as we'd like to be.
That's good that you admit that. A lot of bands trying to fake it.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
mean-
Reagan sucks, but they don't know what the
Yeah,
hell
they
they're
don't know. We don't know his whole economic policy. We don't know his whole foreign policy. But some bands do research it. They know what they're talking about. It's up to them to put it out. We don't know all that much, so we just go out and have a good time and try to get across to people certain basic ideas that are prevalent in most kids of today. In the
What
scene.
in most kids?
Prevalent, damn it.
P-Star
You can tell we go to college.
Rebel.
Rebel.
On one of the flyers at your last San Diego shows, I don't know which one it was, you had the little unity fist thing.
Yeah,
Okay,
rock
what-
ballad shit.
What are your ideas on unity?
Unity?
If you're a punk or associated with the punk scene, why are you going to go beat up other punks?
Or anything
I
for
mean,
that.
everybody's at the shows for the same reason, to have a good time, listen to the band.
See the same
I
band.
think, I know,
Get
I tell you, it
the
gets
ideas out.
frustrating when you see the same old big dicks at every single San Diego show.
Let's mention
causing
names.
problems. Well, one is
That Martin guy. Fuck.
No, it's just, we believe that everybody's there for the same reason. They're there to have a good time, to see the bands, to relate to it, and they're not there to cause problems, or most people aren't there to cause problems, so why should fights break out? It was,
If someone is fighting while you guys are playing, would you stop and
Yeah, we did. Just at the Suicidal show.
Suicidal show.
One of our friends was getting pounced on.
Ray was getting his Insolents, newly acquired Insolents t-shirt ripped
Ripped
off his
off his
back.
back.
We stopped immediately.
after Kevin kicked the guy?
Bands have a
Yeah.
responsibility to stop and try
Yeah, I
to
think so.
maintain peace. I mean, if you're on stage, you've got
That was
a lot of
Potato
power.
Head doing it. Huh? He's the one
I don't
rocking
know who
the
It wasn't Potato Head.
I don't think it was.
another guy.
Who's Potato Head? Is that Joe?
It's Joe.
Joe wasn't doing it. It was
It
that
was
other guy
Joe,
with the
man, I
agnostic.
said-
No, it wasn't Joe because I know.
Joe started it.
But Joe's
Right. Joe hit him first, but then that other guy, he's new on the scene,
Yes.
or he's a new skin on the scene.
Which one?
The one with all the
That one.
spiderweb tattoo guy?
No, he doesn't have any tattoos. He just showed up with his boots on and an agnostic front T-shirt.
Good egg, no?
And he was bald.
didn't
I
use
know
him.
the guy.
Yeah,
He's from.
I've seen him at shows since then, but that was the first show I'd seen him at, and he was just going off on one of our friends.
Yeah. So anyways, back to the question. You
But-
would stop in the middle.
Bands have a responsibility when they're on stage. They have a lot of power, and it's up to
Power of the
them.
voice. And
It's not power of voice. It's just people are
listening.
looking up just because the setting. They're looking up to the stage, so you actually do have power, and people will listen to what you say because you have a microphone.
Plus, when if the
So-
band stops, when fights start happening, the people who are watching the show are going to get pissed off that people are fighting because the band keeps stopping.
Yeah.
yeah.
So if we stop, then people are they're going to get down on people who are fighting.
You know?
That's
Totally.
the idea.
Totally,
Dude.
totally, dude.
Kane.
Fucking A.
Okay, now we're gonna for Matt's question here.
Yeah.
All you guys go to UCSD except your brother.
She goes to UC Irvine.
Oh, so you guys are all college people.
Right.
Ooh, Matt's question is.
Matt's question. This
what-
is Matt's question.
Hold it. What does school mean to you?
Schools.
I think it
means a lot.
I mean, there's not too many punk bands where all the members go to college. You know?
Well, not too many punk. A lot of punks drop out of high school. They drop out of school and such. We've had the opportunity to go to college because we got decent grades in high school and
And rich parents.
Yeah,
well,
I mean, our parents
I
are
would
well
say,
off, I'll
yeah.
admit that.
What the hell? But we have an opportunity, and that doesn't mean that we're sellouts or anything. It just
Yeah.
means
Or
that
that we're spoiled.
we can get it. Perhaps we can get into higher positions of more power. I mean, if we go to law school, we can be lawyers. Maybe we can represent punks in like police hassles and struggles in other ways. We can use our knowledge against the system rather than letting the system abuse us and being out on the streets.
So education's really important to you.
I think
Yeah.
education is really important. I think everybody's educating in some way, whether you're streetwise educated or book-wise educated. You can just use it in different ways for certain reasons.
Just for what's everyone studying? What kind of major in it?
I'm doing communications.
I'm a microbiology major,
I'm management science. I
but
know
I'm going to
what
go to law
makes the
school.
world turn.
So there.
What's Dave doing? He's
Poli-sci, isn't it?
Dave's a
Poli-sci.
poli-sci major,
Political
so he
science.
actually knows about what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
And my brother's graduating in
Brad's doing
biology.
something.
Yeah. There's some other questions. What would you guys like to say?
Whatever you ask us.
Joey Coma is God.
Joey Coleman will be back.
Do we dare ask the typical question?
Ask any questions.
What
we can just
are your
edit them
musical?
if we don't like it.
What are your musical influences?
Influences. Oh, here it is. Social Distortion and the Ramones. That's mine.
Really?
Yeah. You should be shot. Yeah, all of us
I love
have
Aerosmith.
All of
I
us
love
have the
Aerosmith.
early, like, we all grew up listening to probably Kiss, Alice Cooper, and Aerosmith.
No, my brother listened to Kiss. I
Well, not
refused.
okay. Let's say Aerosmith. Just some of the raw rock and roll.
Yeah.
Ted Nugent.
I don't know.
I used to be into hard rock to the max, and then
Like that.
one day, a friend at home said, I know you're not in a band right now, so you want to try playing in a band? And he explained to me what they're doing. I said, I'll try it.
And it's called punk.
Yeah, it turned out to be like more fun than anything else I've ever played. And just the energy level was there. But as far as personal influences, God, there's so many bands that we listen to. It's hard to pin down exactly who are main influences. I wouldn't say.
Yeah,
have a
I'd say we
main
influence ourselves in a certain way where we grow together, we mature. at the
Yeah,
same
everyone's got
level.
like unique styles.
Yeah, and everybody's
Yeah,
got
nice.
different influences, and it's all kind of a blend.
It all kind of just meshes together.
And then it matures from there.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think of all these bands that are sort of turning to the heavy metal thing? I mean, attitude-wise and music-wise.
Music-wise, I like a lot of
Yeah,
it.
I don't mind it.
Speedcore is good. I mean, they're still playing hard and fast. I mean, if they don't give up all their energy, all they're doing is progressing their musical style. They're playing harder. They're playing faster.
More advanced,
maybe
You
not
can
faster.
still be a
It's
good
being
musician
intricate.
and keep
But a
playing
lot,
hardcore.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of them are
Heavy
just
metal like SSD or.
a lot of them. Their
KYS.
attitudes are what really bums us out. They're thinking they're rock stars. They're playing a different type of music and thinking everybody else should like their music now.
Like
instead.
last time we saw Channel 3.
Well, they're not
Yeah,
even
not
metal.
Channel
They're
3.
fucking puss.
Let's say-
puss wimp shit.
Well, we don't want to rip on any bands.
Channel 3 suck. I said that.
Martin said it.
Channel 3 are pussies. Their attitudes suck. They all should be castrated if they already haven't.
Yeah, it's just people.
I said that. I take full credit.
If some,
I said it. I said it. No, I said
Read that.
If a band's turning heavy metal, that's okay as long as they keep their energy and
Integrity.
integrity. But if they start to like compromise for a record label, if they start to sell out,
Or
just
female groupies. Either way, we
well,
won't have
groupies is
it.
okay. You can compromise for groupies. But if they start to sell out just because of the money and such, and they start putting down where they came from, like I heard SSD's putting down a lot of their hardcore roots, saying they started and they can end it.
Yeah.
That's not true in any sense. I mean, they didn't
And
start
they still
it
play
long
hardcore. They
before
fly all
that.
the way out to LA to play a hardcore
Right.
show,
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
pretty
it's just-
insincere.
Money.
Yeah, if you can keep your sincerity about it, then
more power
change
to
your
you.
musical style, why not? But if you start being an asshole about it, then
Fuck you.
right.
I think to it.
I mean, this is like my dick almost. Hold this as much as I hold my cock. Check.
Okay.
Jeez, I don't know.
Hey.
Hey, school days.
Hope that comes through.
Is this coming through?
Oh, we're already on.
So, what do you guys see this as a movement?
Yes.
Next question.
Todd said no, dude.
We don't see it as a movement. We see it more of as a way of life now. It was a movement way back when it started, but now it's
Sex Pistols days.
yeah, in the Pistols days.
Pistols.
But now it's become so common that it's more of a way of life for most people rather than a new movement or such.
It's a fashion. It's a fashion. Posers.
Good complaining. Do something about
Well, that's when I was talking about how I thought it's like kind of like, you know, the hippies of the 60s is sort of, and it's, you know, it's like something that the kids started when, you know, in their teens and stuff. And, you know, it's like in the 50s there was Elvis and the parents hated him, and in the 60s there was the Beatles and the parents hated them too, and in the 80s
There's Kevin Kubota and the parents.
no, there's Insolents and the parents hate us too.
We just hope that the kids today don't forget their ideals like the hippies did. They keep
Burn
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as they don't burn out, as long as they stay true to what they believe in now, then it'll be okay.
You said about living in a house and shit.
Yeah, I mean,
You
well,
don't like that part?
okay,
Well,
forget.
let's vote.
Say it.
Well,
Say
okay.
it, we'll transcribe it later.
What was I gonna say? I was talking about how, yeah, well, like in the 60s, I mean, there's the hippies, but like when in the 70s, when it's time for them to grow up, they kind of, you know, it's time to marry.
TV, Todd, man. Pay attention.
It's time to get married, time to have a kid,
Todd loves
time to have a white picket fence. And, you know, they just kind of mellowed out, but that's like something I never wanted to. I always want to stay hip.
Well, you're
Stay
a
true.
guy. Dude.
Kine.
Does anyone remember the other questions we asked?
Let's think. Matt, was it just last comments?
Or just one great line?
I think you already said it.
It's
It's
about
about responsibility.
quit complaining and do something about it.
Negative.
We'll just put that in the last comments. You can say all that spill in the last.
That's sploot.
Okay. Any? Okay. Had it. Record the beans, drugs, call us.
Is it true you guys deal drugs?
No, just me.
That's a farce.
It's a farce. Don't believe it.
So, how do you think we put this record out? T-shirts and stickers.
If you want to do any last comments question, then you can put that spill in.
Okay.
Any last comments?
We're just tired of people who complain and then don't try to do anything about it. If people, it's a lot easier to complain than to try to go about and get some action out of it and put something into it. And then a lot of people just sit back and say, well, this is fucked, and they don't try to change the way it is. And we're not hip to that type of scene.
It's a lot easier to sit back and complain rather than take responsibility for anything.
I heard that before.
It's bitching.
How's your donut?
Okay, you guys satisfied with it?
No. Bullshit, son.
About what?
Okay.
Something. We gotta have a full page. You know, we gotta
That's
have
more than a full page.
That's
man.
way more than a
Oh,
full
yeah,
page when we
serious.
transcribe
Yeah,
it.
but a lot of that's a bunch of crap that's gonna
A lot of
bug
it's good too.
Yeah, no.
It's-
Martin,
I'll transcribe it with you.
That'll be a good song.
That's like a page and a
Then
half.
maybe they'll use more pictures and a good logo and stuff, you know. You guys said. I
You
mean,
saw
yeah,
what happened
did
over
you want me to?
Kubota.
Yeah, but that sounded. You guys